there's correspondence.
We're so close. Just don't talk about a ton of correspondence and we'll be alright. Gentlemen.
We're not going to accept all of the correspondence.
No, only talk about the ones you want to talk about.
Just accept it all at once.
Sure. What's easier for you, just accepting it all at once?
No, not yet. This is not going yet.
Now, alrighty. We are back at the regular meeting. We are moving on to number 7, unfinished business and business arising from the minutes. There's none. Item number 8, new business, 8.1 recommendation.
The council adopts 2024 schedule of council meetings and portfolios as presented.
Can I get a seconder? Councillor Woodall. You're moving right into it.
Yes, I am.
We are wanting to.
And the council considers canceling the January 3rd, 2024 meetings.
Oh, there's 2 in 1.
There's 2 there. And that council considers canceling the January 3rd, 2024 meeting.
Can I get a seconder on that? Councillor Woodall. I am looking to make some changes to the current portfolios. So the changes I am making is I'm going to move Councillor Woodall, I'm going to add the fire department to his current list. You got that open, Ms. Stokes?
Councillor Woodall is going to move to the fire department?
Yeah. So I'm going to leave the fire department, he's going to take it over. I'm going to add the post office to Councillor Johnston's list. You take it off with me. And then I would like to take over the South Peace Synergy Group from Councillor Johnston and put that on me. The reason why I'm making that move, gentlemen, is because I have to keep having repeat meetings with the PRRD because I'm not the person under that and it's getting too busy. So I'm going to take that one over. And then the big one that involves everybody's vote is I would like to change myself to the director of the PRRD. Councillor Woodall and myself have discussed this change, and my reason for seeking this position is because many of the area collaborations involving our community, such as with the PRRD, it's making it so I'm having to double up meetings. So because I'm not the director, I'm having to have all these double meetings between the PRRD and the Synergy Group and the board members, and it's making it very time consuming for myself. So I would like to put my name forward as the director of PRRD and Councillor Woodall's name forward as the alternate.
Second that.
Seconded by Councillor Woodall. Thank you. Any discussion? Councillor Ravel?
Well, you know, it's a valid point. It's basically just swapping roles, but being the most important thing is that we have good cooperation and communication with our region. Mm-hmm. We cannot survive on our own, right? Yeah. We need to ensure that we have a positive working relationship with the regional district. And if, having experienced the last year, if you believe that that's the best option, then I respect your suggestion here.
Yeah, it's something that myself and Mayor Beach actually spoke about over the weekend, and it cuts down on double meetings because I go to a PRD meeting, then I download Mayor Beach and what's going on, and then she still has to meet with other municipality leaders and that kind of stuff. Where if she takes over the director's position, she can accomplish more things in that time than I can, and it works for better synergy between the communities and better communication between the communities. And as it says, I'm the only, other than Fort St. John who has an extra seat, I'm the only non-mayor sitting on the board. So with Mayor Beach moving over to the board and me moving into the alternate spot, it cuts down on the amount of meetings that she has to do, as well as her neighboring partners and other directors. So.
Councillor Wall?
Since we're on the topic of the PRD, honestly, I'm not super well versed in what's been going on in their meetings. If this change is occurring, I ask that a report be brought back after the meetings for us to read over and know what's going on. I had a brief conversation with Director Hebert a little while ago when he was talking about the things going on, and I'm like, whoa, there's like 5 different things going on. I had no idea about any of it. So
the stuff that directly affects Pouce Coupe does come back to Pouce, but if it doesn't directly affect Pouce Coupe, then it doesn't come back in a lot of its region. And this last year also Pouce Coupe, due to the fact that, as you guys changed in the last meeting, hasn't been able to play with a full deck of cards at the table because there's some planning stuff we haven't been able to vote on or even put our 2 cents in because previous council opted not to be part of the planning session. So that's why I haven't seen a whole lot of reports coming back, because there's not a whole heck of a lot that affects Goose Coopity as a municipality, but the stuff that does, or the stuff that we need, has been passed on to staff to be actioned on.
Councillor Rabbit?
I know it's a comment because it's not a question, but if you may allow me. Essentially, it is, I believe it's severely important to have a regional context and regional understanding, although there may be certain items that are specific to Goose Coopity. There are things going on in the region that if we're informed of, we can help make more informed decisions and potentially implement those lessons in our future planning.
So those are available for everybody, and the member of the public are more than welcome to go to the PRD website, and all the videos and the minutes are available to anybody. So if you choose to find out what else is going on in the region other than what directly affects Goose Coopity, it's publicly available for everybody.
Not everybody has the means to watch all of the PRD meetings over.
No, but you also have the means you can go in and pick up minutes and request copies of the minutes and stuff from their office.
But that's why we have
Yeah,
our point, I think, is we have a representative for Poos Koopy at the PRD, and that information isn't coming back to Poos, and we would like it to come back to Poos.
So going forward, now as Poos Koopy has been voted in to be more like returning to that planning committee, we'll actually be getting a vote, which does definitely help, and will make us a larger voice at the table. I will continue to present reports like I normally do, and I would just be adding the PRD to my reporting I already do every week online and every 2 weeks here. So that is definitely something I will be aware of and keep in mind with those meetings and continue to bring forward. I'm already writing a weekly report anyway, so not too hard to add extra stuff in. Any other questions or concerns? Can I throw it to a vote?
Can we have a motion first, please?
There was a motion.
There was a motion.
We're discussing.
Not really.
Well,
She made a motion.
I made the motion that I
Oh, okay.
Put my name forward.
Motion to appoint Mayor Beach as the director
Yeah.
and
Councillor Whittle as the alternate.
Okay.
Yeah. All those in favor? Okay, unanimous and carried. Thank you very much. Those were the only changes I was making. How are you guys feeling about your boards? I guess that's the next question I'd like to know. So, Councillor Ravel.
I'd like to make a suggestion for an expanded scope of one of my portfolios.
Okay.
I understand that the school is a hugely important piece of public service that is in our village, but education doesn't stop at elementary school. I believe that the portfolio should be expanded to include all education levels, high school, middle school, and post-secondary. I believe that changing the portfolio simply in name to school and education would allow that expanded scope so that I can build connections with the middle school, high school, and post-secondary institution so that we support the learning journey of Poos-Koopians all the way through the ages.
Have you been in contact with Chad Anderson by chance?
At the school district?
Yes.
Yeah, on occasion, yes.
Yeah, okay, I'm just thinking like he could be something that you could add to your portfolio that would sort of encompass a lot of what you're thinking. It would be Chad Anderson, and I don't know who the
Travis Jones.
Is it Travis Jones? So it'd be those two gentlemen. You could very easily add them to your portfolio bits as a contact, and they would actually give you the information that you're looking for. That would go right up. That would cover the entire school district 59. So that's what both of those members do. Councilor.
If I may, in another board, I ran into this thing where they needed a motion and they needed the proof essentially that I was that representative on behalf of Poos-Koopy. So my ask is that it include education. If that's okay, if that's the understanding, I would absolutely appreciate to do that. It's simply just in name itself, it appears as though school only refers to Poos-Koopy Elementary school versus the entire educational journey that Poos-Koopians may take.
Would it be difficult to just add education to that and then add Travis and Chad to the contact list?
So are you saying that you're being invited to these other boards?
I'm
'Cause
saying
you're not inviting yourself to the boards. This, as I understand it, pertains just to the school here.
So essentially, to echo that, my understanding is that it is intended to purely be this school. However, I see that there's the need to have that full encompassing vision of education as a whole, where portfolios are intended to focus on specific services that council should be aware of. I think council should also be aware of education beyond elementary school.
So what are you, I guess my question to you would be, what's your goal?
Building relationships with the middle school, high schools, and post-secondary institutions in proximity to Pooskoopi.
And how do you plan on doing that?
Reaching out to principals and vice principals and boards, school district mainly.
Okay, and then you're looking to attend more of like a school board meeting where you're involved in the planning process or in the educational process or the transitional process?
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
So as the alternate for the school,
Yes.
what I'm noticing right now in our community is a lot of the issues families are facing aren't necessarily with our elementary school, it's access to other levels of education, such as transportation to and from high school for kids, or maybe there's there's programs that happen in Dawson Creek or that happen in the surrounding area that involve education that aren't necessarily specifically Pooskoopi Elementary related.
Mm-hmm.
And a majority of the students in Pooskoopi, over 70% of them, are not in elementary school. So we
Yeah.
have no representation for anyone out of elementary school right now.
I think my only concern is just stepping on toes, right? And so it's taking a title that, which I understand what you're saying, wanting to follow them through their entire educational journey as a resident of the community, I get. But there are some things that we as a municipality don't have a say or control over. So such as access to school transportation, busing. We have nothing to do with that. That's completely run by the school district. Did you have a comment to that, Ms. Stokes?
You can still advocate for it though, so you can
Okay.
still be part of it. But you just have to remember you're a liaison, you don't speak for the village. Whatever you do, you're bringing back to the, so to change the name to school and education, that's a council decision.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's through the perspective of governance. It's what can this body do, and what does this body need to be informed of to make prudent and timely and well-informed decisions. So that's why I'm thinking is just simply saying, okay, education as a whole. That's all I'm looking for. It's not to say, we'll have this sign at this location at this time. Absolutely not. It's simply to build those relationships, to identify, what we need to know to make better decisions, because we are simply not just one school in one municipality. Our kids go to other schools.
Yeah.
And it's simply just to allow that slightly expanded scope for me to initiate those relationships at a very high board level, governance level.
Okay. All right.
Motion for that?
Well, yeah, I would.
I make the motion to change the portfolio title of school to school and education.
Okay, Kaya second. Councillor Wall, thank you. Any other discussion? Okay. Oh, Councillor Whittle?
Yeah, my only concern with that is just, again, just making sure that we're not stepping on toes on that one, right? Because it's really easy to muddle those lines and stuff, right? So.
If I may, I do find that specifically that portfolio is not defined whatsoever. Frankly, it's really the person who holds it that's kind of trying to figure out exactly what needs to be done. With these portfolios, it's kind of the subject. With PRD, go to the meetings. With the NDIT, go to the meetings. With the school, it's like, well, how much do we need to know? When do we need to know it, right? And so I'm kind of thinking, okay, what's the whole holistic education journey? Oh, what can we do? What do we need to know? And what can we assist with within our powers? That's kind of what I'm thinking. It's really not, okay, well, let's suggest the time change from this time to this time. Absolutely not.
Okay.
It's really just what,
So what kind of stuff as a community we can lend our support to and kind of help move forward.
Exactly. At lots of levels, right?
As the alternate, something I have noticed is you go to something in Dawson Creek, for example, because there's something happening at high school or whatever's going on, and they go, well, there's no one to advocate for Poos, and they know that. And then when we show up, it's, well, this isn't your portfolio. Like, so why are you saying this wouldn't help your community because that's not your portfolio? Whose is it? Nobody's.
Mhm.
So there is no voice. It's not changing the portfolio, it's making it easier for people to understand.
That it encompasses.
Yeah.
We ready to vote? All those in favor? Unanimous and carried.
You have a second part to it.
Oh, yes, and, well, that was just unanimous on changing it to school and education. Okay, our schedules. So the January 3rd meeting, yes, because that's, by the time we get back, there won't be anything on there, because we would have had Christmas and it will be. Okay, Councillor Wall, you did have something you wanted to say?
Why do we have this meeting on the agenda in the first place? Because it's been cancelled every year. I've looked at it, it's been cancelled every year for like 45 years.
It's stated in the council charter, community charter, and because it's in our council procedures, we have to put it on there. Ask for it to be canceled.
It's a technicality.
It's a technicality.
Yes. Is there a,
There's a bylaw say we have to have two, and then we have to actually ask the council on it.
in the summertime we have to have an extra meeting usually anyways? No?
So the other thing is that we're not always closed from the 22nd to the 2nd, right? There may be one day when a council decides that no, they don't want it to be closed through the Christmas holidays, which then would ensue an agenda for the 3rd.
Oh.
Okay? It's just, I mean, it's no big deal.
I just look, I'm like,
Don't take
40
the job away from me.
40 years in a row, it's the same thing.
You went back
Every-
40 years?
Well, I didn't look at every one, but I like snooped through.
Bureaucracy.
And I went back, like, oh, 1985. Like, okay.
Councillor Rowell?
If I may be so bold, I would like to propose the creation of a new portfolio.
Oh,
Can we finish this one first?
Well, because we're going forward with the meeting piece. Oh, because we're already in
January 3rd, we're deciding.
Okay.
yeah,
I
hold on.
apologize.
No,
Irrelevant.
no, we're just gonna back in. Hang on, we do it. Okay, any other discussion on January 3rd? All those in favor of canceling it, because there won't be anything on the agenda? Unanimous and carried. Councillor Rabble, you had a question.
I would like to propose the creation of a new portfolio, and that would be liaison with the Poughkeepsie Legion. And what that would be for is because the Poughkeepsie Legion, from recently attending the Remembrance Day ceremony with previous conversations, it's essentially the physical location of the Poughkeepsie Legion is one of the last remaining physical locations we have in this area. And its importance and significance is not only the history of our community, but also the future of our community. I think it is a significant enough service to our community that it deserves a portfolio of its own.
We do a lot of stuff with the Legion. And that's a good point.
Can you get a seconder on that one?
Yeah, seconder on that one, Councillor Wall, thank you. Discussion? He just gonna have a good point, we do a lot of
Yeah.
stuff with Legion.
So pass that motion.
All right,
and
I'll-
decide who's gonna sit on it.
All those in favor of creating a Legion board, a Legion liaison? I almost said board, can you imagine? Being completely run and banned by Kirk.
Can we confirm that it was liaison?
Yes, it was liaison.
Create a liaison position with Legion.
Okay. Who, would you like that one?
I would like that one.
So, I'd like to focus on what I've currently got. I just truly believe that it should exist. I would
Okay.
love to take it, however, I wouldn't want to detriment the other focuses.
Not to add more to my plate, but I do spend a ridiculous amount of time there. But if you are interested in it.
I am very much interested
Okay.
in becoming a liaison to the Legion. However, I am having some difficulty getting in touch with some of the tourism and Alaska Highway Society and things like that. And I'm going to be honest here in front of the public that I haven't done much in that regard. And I think somebody else might be better. We might be better off with somebody else taking one of those tourism type roles. I think I'm doing well with the Legion, or not with the Legion. I want the Legion. I'm doing well with the museum, but just if somebody took one of my other portfolios, I'd be very, very happy to take the Legion.
Okay, Councillor, Rabbitt, Sorry! Councillor Whittle! Oh my gosh, I need more coffee. Yes,
All right.
Councillor Whittle.
So my only concern with that is tourism and the museum essentially go hand in hand, right?
Well, I'm not saying necessarily exactly tourism, just
I'm just saying if you wanted to give up one, like the two of them should stay with the same person, cause that, right?
and the Alaska Highway Society.
Yeah, like those all.
Yeah, that's all part of the
those three all
museum, isn't it?
Go together.
Those three,
It's supposed to be,
yeah.
but there's not much that happens with Northern Heritage Trails and Alaska Highway.
Oh, so maybe there's just not much going on, and that's why I feel like I'm kind of useless.
Yeah.
And I get all
Might
the
be.
information for those two anyway. And if I,
Is that it? Just those emails every once in a while?
Mm-hmm, that's it. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay, because I'm thinking like there's all this stuff going on, and I have no idea what it is, and I'm a liaison to I don't know what. But, okay.
No, but you could always help kindly steer our museum friends on the board into a more tourism direction. That's a full-time job, right?
The museum has been very helpful for me and has been actually very encouraging. I'm going to say that. They've been very encouraging.
Wonderful.
I've learned so much about our municipality from them. And if it is just those emails, I think I'm missing out on a lot of stuff, but maybe that's just it. So, yeah, I'll take the Legion. I don't need to give anything else up if that's...
Okay, can I get a seconder on Councillor Wall? Councillor Whittle, thank you. Any discussion on Councillor Wall being the Legion liaison?
No, if you didn't want it, I'd take it.
Alright.
You want to be an alternate?
There is, you're killing me here, man. Well, let's just start with this. All those in favor of Councillor Wall becoming the liaison for the Legion? Unanimous and carried.
Does that come with a budget for their pub?
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
I enjoyed the museum when I did that one for 4 years too.
Oh, they're interesting over there.
They are quite a bunch.
Okay, are we good? Can we answer all your things and stuff? Perfect. Okay, moving on to 8.2 recommendation.
That council approves travel and accommodation expenses for mayor and or council up to $2,410 per person to attend the Local Government Leadership Association, LGLA, forum to be held in Richmond from January 31st, 2024 to February 1st, 2024.
Second, February 2nd.
Oh,
I made a mistake.
I amend that slightly to February 2nd, 2024.
Seconded by Councillor Whittle. Thank you. It was I that requested to have this on the agenda. The reason why I'm so interested in attending this conference is this year their focus is on leading change together. That's literally their slogan. And it's focusing on collaboration and inclusion in decision making. And this actually ties into all the work I've been doing this year in working with the PRRD growth strategy, the local leadership table with Indigenous partners, the South Peace Synergy Group, and the stuff in Dawson that I can't talk about. A large part, it's still close. A large part of the project moving forward in the piece is focused on collaboration with our other communities, municipalities, and Indigenous partners. And this conference will continue to give me the tools and the resources available to help me continue to do this work, and also to help me figure out how to properly navigate and moving to the next steps, because we've got a lot of firsts that I'm juggling, but it's the moving to the second stage that I'm not as informed on. And so when I saw that this conference was based on collaboration and working with other partners, I was kind of excited about it. So I would really like to attend this conference, and that's why. Councillor Wall?
If you were to attend this conference, I personally found UBCM just, like, it blew my brain. So, I really want to go to UBCM, and I also found NCLGA quite valuable. And I think this year, if we could get as many of council to go to either UBCM or NCLGA, preferably both, that would we still have the budget for that if,
We haven't set the budget.
We've worked.
Yeah, it would be worked in. Counselor Whittle?
I think, best bang for our buck going into this next year is if we wanna send people to those conferences and like have all of us attend like the NCLGA or the UBCM, that for this conference we're better off just to have the mayor go
Just to send one.
and just to send one, and save our funds for those bigger conferences that all of us can attend.
I am, in all honesty, only asking for me to attend because this does back up all the work that I've been doing throughout the year. I've been attending these meetings on my own. I've been working in these collaborations on my own with other mayors on their own or other Indigenous community leaders on their own. So it is not something that we are doing collectively at this point with our council or our voted elected officials. And so I am looking for only me to go, because this does tie into the work I've been doing for the past year. Not that I don't love you guys, and I wouldn't love you all to come, but I do want to save money for the bigger ones for you guys to come. And this does tie into a lot of the stuff I've been doing independently in my role as mayor this year. Councillor Wall.
to reword my question, I wasn't expecting for you to, come with me.
I know, yeah, okay. You just want to make sure it doesn't affect
It doesn't
the big
affect
ones.
UBCM or the NCLGA.
Yeah, and that's fair. And in my conversation with Ms. Stokes, if it's just me going, we could probably figure that out. Like, I don't think it would impact the budget as much as if it was like all of us going, kind of a deal. That's my understanding. Am I correct, Ms. Stokes? Councillor Whittle?
Alright, so I'm gonna make a recommendation. Make the recommendation that council approves travel and accommodations and expenses for the mayor, up to $2,410, to attend the Local Government Leadership Association Forum to be held in Richmond from January 31st to February 2nd, 2024.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Councillor Johnson. I'm just letting you guys know, I will not be asking for wage loss reimbursement on this one. I'm literally I just really want to go. And so I'm willing, I'm not going to ask for anything. It will be no more than what it costs to get me there. So, just so you guys are aware. Councillor Rattle.
No, I'm excited. I'm glad that this fits with your vision and that you've got a prudent approach about it as well.
Yeah.
For my own curiosity, is there a digital option? Like for me, if I was interested in gaining some of this, that was $200 or something.
Yeah.
Does that exist? No.
No.
It's
no
in person.
I
Okay.
didn't
Yeah.
look, but I didn't see one.
Okay.
I haven't seen that either.
Fair enough. I'm really interested in this topic as well.
I know. I'll bring lots of stuff back.
That's what that'd be wonderful.
Could you bring a report back on the things?
Yeah, kind of like the one I did for the UBCM, like a daily thing like I did.
It doesn't need to be that detailed.
Compared to your guys's, I wrote a sentence.
I sent my draft.
All right. Any other discussion? I will bring back a report. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna learn what you learned.
Okay. Sounds wonderful. I will share. I'll put on my teacher voice and I'll go up front. Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Can I vote on myself? Yep. Okay. All those opposed?
I'm still having second thoughts.
Okay. Would you like your opposed noted? Okay. Wonderful. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I will bring you guys back the report. Moving on to correspondence. Okay, there are some correspondences I wanted to speak on. I want to speak on 9.1. So 9.1 recommendation that council receives a request for support from the North River Midstream for consideration. Can I get a seconder? Councilor Wall, thank you. What I want to talk about is this North River Midstream thingamabobber. This might be another great group for us to reach out to when looking for donations for park upgrades and stuff, because many of the Gordondale employees, including my own husband, live in this community. Actually, almost half of them live in Pouce Coupe with their families, and they might be another added support when we're looking for funding for doing community upgrades. You need to make a motion, have you guys reach out and invite them in to shake hands and say hi and smile. I want to meet the people. Do you need a motion for that? I'd like to put a motion on the floor that staff reach out to the, what are they called, North River Midstream, to come in and get to know us and say hello. Meet and greet. Can I get a second on that? Councillor Wall, thank you.
Are you gonna talk about the letter of support that they're asking for?
Oh, yeah, right, we should do that. That'll help.
Do we need a?
Hang on. All those in favor of them coming? Meet and greet thing? Unanimous and carried? We should write them, oh, yeah, Councillor Wall.
I put the motion on the floor that we grant them their letter of support.
Oh, you're the bestest. Can I get a seconder? Yeah, Councillor.
It's a race.
I appreciate that. I totally forgot about the letter of support. Thank you. Discussion on that? Councillor Rebel?
So essentially they're looking for a letter of support to be submitted to the federal Minister of Energy and Natural Resources that our communities want this to happen.
It's kind of already happening, but just that we support it happening because it will bring money and stuff into the community and jobs and I just keep looking at you, Julia. Why do you keep looking at me? Can't help myself. Yeah.
I'm half deaf. I can't really hear out of this here, so I have to like turn to here.
That's fine. But yeah, so they're really just looking to see that our community supports this. A lot of the Gordondale guys, as I said, live in Coos-Coopie, oddly enough, and they commute. My own husband works out in Gordondale and he commutes every day. And yeah, so it just kind of makes sense for us to support the companies that are supporting our community members.
Although I appreciate that they're employing people that live in the municipality, I'm wondering if they ever have interest in, you know, some sort of warehouse within Coos-Coopie.
We could talk about that when they come here.
Some commercial opportunities.
If they agree.
They'll come. We're pleasant. We'll provide donuts.
Considering butts.
Okay, any other discussion? I got a seconder on that, was Councillor Johnson, yes. All those in favor? Unanimous and carried, thank you very much. I wanted to talk on 9.2 as well. 9.2 recommendations, who wants to read that?
I have to recuse myself.
The council received the report from the Dawson Creek Art Gallery about the summer program as information.
Can I get a seconder?
I can second that.
You can't make it and second it.
I recused myself if I may, I recused myself previously in regards to this topic. I feel as though it may be necessary again to do so to complete the process of recusal.
There's no need to recuse yourself. This is just a report stating how the project went.
Okay.
I think Councillor Wall just needed to use
Yeah, he
that.
doesn't.
Yeah.
No, just go for a smoke.
Oh, or that.
Extremely
Can I get a
diligent.
seconder on this, please?
Seconded by Councillor Whittle, thank you. The thing I want to talk about is, oh, where'd it go? So my own family attended this, and they definitely enjoyed it, but I do have to add that I find that there was a lack of advertising on the library side of things. That is something I'm going to bring up when I'm there tomorrow. I did go back onto their website and look, and they only advertised 2 times in July. And so I found that, even myself included, people often forgot. So I think that these numbers would have been better had advertisement been increased, in all honesty. I was happy the program ran, but I would be concerned about paying the money up front again if there's not going to be as much advertising. Like if they advertise the same amount as they did this last summer. Like when they first started, there was a lot of advertising in July, and they saw like numbers of like 15, but then there was no advertising for the month of August, and then that's when it slowly started dwindling off. And I know that they were basing it off of the success of this summer. So I think the numbers would have increased had there been more advertising.
The other thing to keep in mind that this summer, that 65%-ish, over 60% of the Peace River Regional District was also on evacuation alert, and there was a lot of the community that was overwhelmed with other things going on because of that. So that could have been a contributing factor this year as well, right?
That's definitely good point. I just think that if this most likely will come up next year, and so I would just like council to just be aware that maybe the recommendation we can make for next year is that they do a bit more robust advertising. That was definitely something that was missing. Councillor Wall?
I apologize for returning late. You guys are very fast. What is this advertising for?
We're still on
We're
the
still
art
on.
gallery thing.
You can
You
be
don't
here.
have to leave, you can stay.
There's nothing.
We're just receiving it for information. There's no conflict.
There's no discussing money or anything, so there's no reason to, we're just discussing the program.
Oh,
That was done.
Councillor Rebel.
Art is important, youth are important,
Yes.
art for youth is important. I'm excited to see this program in the future.
Yes, and I really hope that with more advertising, we can really boost those numbers up for next year when the program's asked to be funded by the community again. Okay, I didn't want to talk on 9.3. Anybody want to? Going once, going twice?
I put the motion to accept all the remaining
No, I
correspondence.
want to talk on.
It's on the table.
Does this mean I can just go through all the ones I wanted to talk on then once we've accepted them all?
No.
No.
All
No.
in favor? All in
No,
favor?
but I had things and stuff.
The motion on
There
the
is
floor.
discussion, technically.
Councillor Woodall?
The discussion is, no slapping cheese. Listen, we're allowed to discuss. If we're looking at all of them, the 9.6 Ministry of Children and Families, can we please share the link that they've provided on our website and our Facebook page? Do you need a motion for that? That's what I'm.
There's already a motion on the floor.
Don't even start, we're
Like, you only
discussing.
amended it.
That's right, there is a motion on the floor.
That was his fault. I was not
And
ready.
staff doesn't appreciate when we amend our motions because it creates more work for them.
I know, but I had two
Well,
things.
technically, we could go through it and then you could.
May I make an amendment to accept all of the correspondence as information
And discussion?
and as part of that, to include the link to,
Well, it was 9.6,
I'm
the,
trying to be nice.
I know, the link for, the
Child
Ministry of Children and Families,
Be posted on the village
Why
website.
are we sharing this link? I mean, they can go to they can go to their website.
It's all available in our minutes, which is publicly available.
so, yeah, it's like, it's got multiple links, like ways to adopt and adopt a
Yes,
kid
they can
visa.
go to our minutes and our meeting agenda and they can.
I
click
rescind
on
my
it.
amendment to my
We're
motion.
just, we're in discussion, man, these guys are messing me right up.
Well, I'm not exactly sure what we're talking about right now.
Well, we're talking about one of the correspondence. Is there a way, like, I get it, they can go onto our website and find it through the minutes, but that's a really long, drawn-out way to do it. So I was wondering if we could just share for the month of November that it's Adoption Awareness Month, and then include these links on our Facebook page.
Yes.
I put that motion on the floor.
Boom.
Seconded by Councillor Wall. Sorry, it's a motion within motion, it's not my fault. All those in favor of,
Discussion?
yeah,
Should we proclaim it Adoption Awareness Month? Because that's kind of what they're asking. I think we should proclaim it Adoption Awareness Month if that's what we're doing.
November's already so many things. Like there's Remembrance Day, and then there's the New Real Week thing, like Métis Week, and then there's, that's a
Well, if we're agreeing to it, that's what they're asking for.
lot. You know, they're asking for us to
You can do
celebrate
a
this.
statement online proclaim
Sure, let's do that
November
thing.
is
Best of both worlds.
Okay.
Okay, if we could do that, make a statement online proclaiming that it is Adoption Awareness Month for the month of November, and that the links will be posted on ways that you could adopt and support adoption BC kids. That was real fancy on the fly. All those in favor? Unanimous and carried. And then 9.8, the Housing Growing Communities Fund, don't do this to me. Have we looked into this for the lagoon? Cause it keeps coming up, this growing communities fund.
It's for our SkyTrain station.
That's not a highway station.
So that's 9.8.
So,
It's like a specific thing for, like,
I'm getting there. I looked, it was the whole
36,
thing.
37?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is that, the housing initiative stuff. It
That
does,
has nothing to do with the lagoon.
no, but it covers infrastructure.
Still has nothing to do with the lagoon.
For housing.
This is.
What did you say, Ms. McNair?
Housing infrastructure.
Yeah, I know.
Has nothing to do with the lagoon.
Couldn't we pull the whole, we can't plumb any more toilets in until we fix our.
This has to do with smaller housing, small scale housing. I attended the conference last week, and unfortunately, it doesn't really pertain to Poos because we are less than 5,000 people.
Also, we're trying to increase our lot sizes and make it less dense, and this is trying to make it more dense.
I can look into it, but I highly doubt this will apply for our.
The reason why I was looking at it for lagoons, because it talks that they've put away like $1 billion in bill.
Okay, I need you to rescind the motion to accept everything as information, please.
I thought I did.
You rescinded it? No, you made the motion and nobody voted. So it's still a motion on the floor.
It was Councillor Woodall's motion.
no, it wasn't, I seconded the motion.
Oh,
So
there you go.
And then somebody decided they wanna talk about everything.
How do I rescind it properly?
Just say rescind the motion.
Just say you rescind your motion to accept everything for information.
I rescind my motion to accept everything for information.
Good, it crosses out, then I don't have to worry about it.
There we go.
Okay, because you're discussing everything, so.
Well, just those things I wanted us to look into. So right now, they have $1 billion to provide local
Mayor
governments
Beach, I
through
said
the
I'd look into it.
growing, okay, do you need a motion to look into that?
Yes, please.
Okay, so, as I was saying, the government has promised $1 billion through the Growing Communities Fund to support the delivery of infrastructure projects that are looking to support and increase density. While I know that doesn't technically cover us, we'd be stupid to not look into it for a $4 million lagoon project. So I would like to have staff look into this and see if we can access some of this money. Councillor Wall was first.
Seconder?
Seconder,
Did you second that?
No.
No, okay.
Councillor Johnson, thank you. Hook a girl up over here. Yes, Councillor.
If we're looking into this, as we're looking into our new zoning practices, or our new zoning bylaw that we're going to be implementing at some point in the future, we should see what type of money they're trying to provide, and to see how we can, well, I know they're putting out lots of money,
Mhm.
and see if we can work our zoning bylaw in such a way where new development will apply for grants such as this.
zoning thing?
Okay, you realize this is for
New
high
housing development.
frequency transit
Yes.
areas. We are not a high frequency transit area.
If we have a bus stop?
Will never be high frequency.
Never.
But what it's trying to do is create more density
Yes.
so that, but within our zoning with mixed use and things like that we're trying to do, this may apply in areas like that. So if we're already looking into it, let's see if it works for either our zoning or for the lagoon.
You got that, Ms. Stokes? Councillor Whittle?
Ms. Stokes, you attended the conference on this, and is our community even large enough to be eligible for any of this? So is this currently just a waste of your time to go look into something that we're flat out not eligible
Not that
for?
I'd say on camera.
Well, I hope if it was a waste of your time, you would say it's not going to work.
I've already tried to tell you that this doesn't apply to us, but you're not listening.
I know, I was really excited. I really thought it did
5 minutes later.
Councillor Gravel, yeah, what's up?
One point of concern, however, is that in here, the new legislation will also remove the option for local governments to hold public hearings for rezonings for housing projects consistent with OCPs. It appears as though it's working to eliminate the ability of local governments to have the public voice concerns or apprehensions about zoning projects presumed to be compliant with the OCP. I am concerned about this.
I would encourage everybody to go to the links that are listed here and go listen to it.
All right, Ms. Stokes, well, if it doesn't apply to our community, sadly.
Okay, well, there's a motion on the floor right now.
Okay, well, I may as well rescind it then, and then I do not worry about it.
Don't need to rescind it, have to look into it.
Fine. All those in favor of her looking into those things?
Well, now we've done this
We've
far.
done this far. Opposed? Would you like your opposed noted?
Yeah, because it's a waste of staff's time.
Okay. Moving on to, that's not fair, it doesn't say in this beautiful letter it's for only communities 5,000 and larger.
You have to go to the government link.
I propose a motion that we accept all other.
There's no more.
There's
no
no
more.
more. That's the last one.
It's done.
No, we didn't discuss.
We were at the last one.
Yeah.
There's an order.
It's still
Oh, there's the other ones that we didn't discuss, that like West Kelowna had given us thank you
And
and
it's
whatnot.
just a given that I accept those as information.
All right. Recommendation 10 bylaws, 10.1 recommendation.
Recommend that council gives the first reading to the Village of Pouce Coupe Public Notice Bylaw 1051/2023.
Seconded by Councillor Woodall, thank you. Discussion? Councillor Ravel?
As per my comments last meeting, I believe that although, be it as it may, it is a sad loss for our region to have the mirror closed down. I do not see it fit to designate a Facebook page as a legal means of information conveyance from the Village of Pouce Coupe, and I believe it be struck from this bylaw proposal.
We only have to have so many.
Ms. Stokes?
Facebook is no longer listed in there.
Oh.
Isn't it?
No.
No, it says public
The
notice.
wording got changed. What are you reading?
Page 4041, Facebook. Social media,
It
Facebook.
doesn't say, where's, say Facebook.
What's Facebook?
Oh, in definitions. It's now saying village's official social media platform.
But-
As was motioned at the last meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Councillor Ravel?
Would you
If-
like the definition taken out of there?
Well, simply the definition that exists in this bylaw is for the Facebook page, therefore it would refer to the social media, which is now undefined. However, I do not believe that social media should be used as a legal means of information conveyance. I am completely in opposition. I will not be convinced otherwise. It is a slippery slope.
Okay. Councillor Woodall?
Since I'm missing the last name, I'm just kind of curious, what other means should be used when social media is the only thing available to us? Are we gonna put notices in the Vancouver Sun? Because how does that reach our community? Right, that's my question. I'm not saying that, yes, social media is where people should be going, like it should be, maybe our website and that kind of stuff. But that's one of the things with the reality of the day and time that we're in, is currently there isn't any other newspaper publications that we can put those legal notices in,
There is this week in Dawson Creek now.
right, so.
Councillor Ravel?
So we've got the Village Voice, and that is a publication that has a recurring basis. We do have the website, which we have control over, and that can be, reasonably presented and is an internet option. There's of course the standard notice on the door, which is a default. Simply put, though, social media, how do you know who it's reached? How do you know people either don't have internet, they don't have accounts, they don't use those platforms? How do you know that's a legitimate page? How do you know when it was posted? How do you know who has seen it? There's a variety of factors that make it severely complicated and potentially risky. And I believe that it should not be used as a legal means of information conveyance.
But you can make that same argument to our webpage,
Yeah.
right? Because isn't the information, correct me if I'm wrong, staff, but isn't the information that's on our Facebook page directly shared from our actual official website most of the time?
That's what
And our website, like our official community website, actually has less information to track on than what our Facebook page does, because with Facebook as an organization group, or as your Facebook page, you can actually see the demographics that are going through your page. You can actually set your parameters for where you advertise or where it's viewed most, and you can actually see the parameters in the statistics on Facebook. I have multiple pages that I've managed, and you can actually tease that information out on Facebook, and you can actually get some of that information where our actual website, we might be able to go back to our provider and see how many hits we've got, but we don't get the same demographic information that we actually get from Facebook. So Facebook, you can actually verify the demographics that you are hitting and get proof of it that way. So it's just something to consider. I'm not opposed to, but at the same time, it's just something that there is information to be able to track that as well, right? And as long as the information's off our official website that's being shared onto the Facebook page, then, you know, it has the date, it meets all the legal requirements. And I assume that staff doing this because it's in legislation that we have to put out legal notice within certain parameters, that staff will do their due diligence, doesn't matter what platform it may be on, that it meets those legal parameters. So I think including social media, especially in this day and age, is definitely worthwhile. There's a lot of this next generation around with TikTok and the Snapchat and that kind of stuff, and Facebook, and not everybody's ever going to have access to internet. That's why we have it in alternate locations, right? But there is a good chunk of majority, especially in the demographic that we have within Poo Scoopy and that younger demographic, that are on social media. So I think we'd be shooting ourselves in the foot not to do it. You look at just alone with the news publications not being shared on social media, that's actually led actively to news organizations decreasing and decreasing and closing because they don't have the same view, right? There's information within the community that doesn't get shared now within the community, you know, for events and that kind of stuff, because traditionally that was in our print media, which now has been blocked, right? So it's still one of those things that I think it's a valid avenue to continue to have as an option, as well as, you know, the Village Voice or any other newspaper publications, as well as having it in the village office, right, to meet those requirements.
Councillor Rebel?
If I'm to clarify, I do not mean it to be blocked as a supplementary form of communication. I simply believe it not to be, social media, not to be a legal form of information conveyance. Absolutely can serve as a supplementary one. My issue is not so much as who's accessing it, because Village Voice, well, people see it. On the website, HTML, control over how it is inputted and whatnot. The situation I'm most gravely concerned of is malicious actors parading as an entity and putting out notices perceived to be that of legal notice and wreaking a variety of havoc. So I do not want to see that arise. Supplementary, sure, but to officially anoint it as a legal form of information conveyance is an extremely slippery slope, and I think we should be extremely guarded with that and lean on traditional forms of media like newspaper, printed media, if the newspaper existed, and then broaching into our website, and of course the notice on the office door. Obviously, I understand we're in a very difficult situation because our one newspaper has, well, that newspaper, and then there was another one. But anywho, I'm seeing it as an extreme risk to anoint it as such.
Councillor Wall?
As there is this week in Dawson Creek, I've heard lots of people are reading it and they're getting email, and there's an email blast that goes out every day, I think. Would putting a publication in that be possible? No?
So how do we guarantee that that is going to be running when we have to do our notice? How do we know it's not gonna fold next week? With the Village Voice, we have control. With our Facebook, we have kind of control.
Unless they say it's news.
I'm not so concerned about the social media aspect. I'm more concerned about the website. We have to have one alternate area that we post.
Yeah.
If the notice is important enough, then we blast it through mail drop or we post it other places. But for this bylaw, we have to state an alternate publication area. We know about the Village Voice, we know there's Facebook, or we know there's social media right now. That's why it's in there.
Councillor Wall?
For anyone else in the village who is concerned about this public notice bylaw incorporating social media, if you see anything suspicious that it looks like Poo Scoopy, but if you don't think it is, a good way to tell would be to come to the village office and look at the door. If it's not on the door, it probably wasn't us.
Okay. I would like to call the vote then. All those in favor? All those opposed? Would you like your opposed noted?
Noted.
Thank you. Recommendation 10.2.
Recommendation that council gives a second reading to the Village of Pooskoopi Public Notice Bylaw 1051, 2023.
Seconder. Councillor Johnston, thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? Would you like your opposed noted?
Noted.
10.3 recommendation.
Council gives the third reading to the Village of Pooskoopi Public Notice Bylaw 1051, 2023.
Seconder. Councillor Woodall, thank you. All those in favor?
Discussion though, but genuinely, like the definition says Facebook page. You guys haven't struck that yet either. Like,
Oh, yeah, we
what
haven't.
even social media are we talking about?
Are we gonna
Folks.
die on that hill? Ms. Stokes?
Can I make a suggestion that we change Facebook page to say social media?
Yes.
Means
Yes.
computer and internet-based technology resource on the social media platform, strike Facebook altogether.
Okay.
That's a good suggestion.
Okay, do you need a motion for that change in 10.3? That's the final reading?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, now it becomes the first reading, doesn't it?
No, it becomes the final reading.
The
So-
fourth and final will come at the next meeting. It's
I'd like-
not, this is not a done deal yet, till next.
I'd like to make the amendment to the motion that's on the floor, that it includes striking Facebook altogether and to include social media as quoted by our CAO, Ms. Stokes. Seconder? Councillor Woodall, thank you.
Discussion.
Discussion?
In doing so, I just ask that maybe we form a group text or something to talk, or an email chain, so that we can be more in agreement on how this bylaw is intending to be functioned, because there seems to be some animosity here. So I'd like over the next little while, and before we do the final reading, that if we further discuss why we're going down this path and things like that, just so everybody understands where we are.
I think that's difficult for staff, right? Because then there's a lot of back and forth. If they make the amendment and remove Facebook and put the social media quote that was quoted by our CAO, and then we bring it forward for our final meeting, we can move into discussion if that doesn't work. But at this point in time, that's really the only change I could see needing to be made. While I understand that Councillor Ravel is not in agreement and his opposed is noted, it doesn't really make sense to create a long email chain. Maybe I'm incorrect. Ms. Stokes?
The sole reason for doing this is because the Dawson Creek Mirror has failed.
Yeah.
We have to have an alternate area to publish. Right now, this is all we've got. We don't have another newspaper. Can't rely on somebody in Dawson Creek who's doing a newsletter. We have a newsletter. We know we can rely on it. We can publish it whenever we want, so we can put out notifications.
Councillor Woodall?
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, we're not the only municipality that's doing this. The
I
regional
know,
district,
it's-
Dawson, everybody's having to deal with this exact same thing. We still got a minute. So the other thing is, I want to ask staff is what social media platforms are we currently on officially? I know we have YouTube and Facebook are the only two that the village is currently on. And while we're at it, I'd like to make a motion that we continue the meeting past 9 o'clock.
Thank you. Can I get a seconder on that motion? Thank you, Councillor Wall. All those in favor of continuing the meeting at past 9 p.m.? Thank you. Sorry, guys. Are you opposed to that, Councillor Johnson?
It's almost bedtime.
I know. Okay.
That's all I had to say on 10.3.
Okay.
Oh,
Councillor Wall?
I just thought of this, because YouTube is on our social media, I would like to somehow exclude our YouTube as an official, as a, like,
Yeah, it's not listed as an official in here, so we're all good.
so, because I just don't want our YouTube video to go up and go, well, it was officially posted because it was on YouTube.
Yeah, no, it's not listed. Okay, all those in favor? All those opposed? Opposed noted?
Yes.
Well, thank you. Okay, moving on. Administration report, CAO report. I know, you're gonna
That
say,
was the amendment, but not the third bylaw.
that was the third with the amendment.
It'll be coming back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not much to say. other than, just everybody note that we have cleaned up the ball diamonds. And I did send out an email saying that there really isn't any point in us fixing them completely right now, because hopefully next year in the budget, you guys are gonna be looking at doing some upgrades to the ball diamonds, so we thought we would just wait. So Public Works went and made sure it was all safe, took all the rough wood away, took all the nails out, and just kinda cleaned it up. What else? I attended the webinar on the small scale housing, and it is geared more towards bigger centers and places that sit along like the SkyTrain route, like in Vancouver, where, you know, they can build 4-plexes and 6-plexes.
How did the seniors turn out?
So I'm still waiting for a report. I heard it was well received. I heard that one person has dropped out because they didn't care for the meals. Another person has backed out because there was too much. And I've heard grumblings, secondhand reports from people that maybe the meals aren't as great as they expected. I'm thinking, so this is just the first month. We haven't received the bill yet. We don't know how much we have to pay yet. So I'm considering asking council if they would like to put a survey out maybe at the end of December, beginning of January, to see what people thought of the meals, what they thought of the home care. I've heard some comments about the food, that it is not that appetizing and seems to be very little of it.
Okay.
So I'm I'm scared that we're maybe paying too much for what they're offering. So I think I would like to put a survey out asking for feedback, and if people have like pictures and stuff, they want to send it in to us.
Okay.
So we can see, but I'm hoping to do that in like January.
Okay.
So that's what I've heard about that.
And then how was the seniors turnout for the strategic and OCP stuff?
There was precisely one person that attended.
Oh.
Come on. One person came.
Yes.
And they were there for how long?
An hour, maybe.
Okay, so they didn't stay for the entire.
No, well, they talked to the one person, and that person voiced their opinion and had a bit to
So
say.
that person's opinion rules.
I know, I guess so.
We have surveys. They had surveys for the seniors to do. There's surveys out here. They dropped some, they took some over to Tremblay House.
Okay.
They're hoping that people will reach out, but it wasn't very well received.
Darn.
And also just to make sure everybody remembers, next Monday, 27th, or 2 weeks from Monday, is the strat planning session with all of us.
See, you lost a whole week too, it's not just me.
Well, I'm hoping for Christmas. And that's really all I have.
Okay, wonderful, sounds good, thank you very much. Moving on to action items. So what's that?
I said it looks good next.
Yeah, it does, yeah, looks great. I didn't have anything on there. Nope. Any other comments or concerns? Okay, moving on to capital projects. Is this all the capital projects we've done this year?
Yes.
The 8, yes,
Yeah.
okay. Perfect.
And I'm going to hesitate a guess here and think that maybe the second culvert is not gonna get done till next year. We're still hopeful, but
I know,
There's 9 degrees later this week.
it's a bummer. Okay. Thank you. Anybody see anything? No? Okay, moving on to calendars. Please make sure to make yourselves available on the 24th for the Old Fashioned Christmas.
I actually took the day off. I want to go out and get my kids. It's my weekend, so I'm gonna head out in the morning. and
Oh, that'll be
get
very
back
fun.
here in time for it.
It would be lovely to have all of us there representing our community and our village. Oh, yes, please.
we have a full marketplace.
Nice.
10 people we've limited it to 10 for this year because we're not sure how it's gonna fit.
Yes.
And we do actually have a bit of a wait list.
Really?
And, Counselor Wall, you said you had 2 vehicles. Was one of those Peterbilt?
Yes.
I've just been confirmed that they're not attending now.
There's no
Devastated.
way- there's no way-
Everybody is canceled except for one.
Swamp Jockey, is that it?
Yeah.
Well, I could get one of John's.
Everybody
extras.
canceled?
We still have MLA Mike Bernier,
Okay.
and we have the Dawson Creek Art Gallery.
Are they bringing vehicles or?
Yes.
Uh,
The Dawson Creek Art Gallery is decorating a vehicle.
Please tell me it's your car. Please tell me it's your car. It's your car, right?
It's not.
Oh, it's
Um,
already gold.
I know. Okay, fine. It's not.
It's a missed opportunity.
But I could decorate my car, maybe 2.
Okay.
So I was very, very hopeful that on the Old Fashioned Christmas we'd have a big truck parade, and I got a lot of people saying yes and maybe, and it sounded really good. And
Yeah.
it seems like everybody's going to the Co-op 18 Wheels of Christmas or something that's happening the
is that
same
Monday
day.
too?
Yeah. They're doing their own truck parade at the Co-op.
Aww. Man, we were first. That's not fair. They used to steal it.
Yeah, so everybody's kind of migrated their.
Can we get the parade to swing through? Bruce?
Yeah, can that parade come down here? That'd be really great.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fair. Okay. Well, either way, please make yourselves available on that evening. Come out, have fun, represent our community, roast some hot dogs, say hello, shake some hands, all that jazz. I'm gonna be
See the
here.
truck?
Yeah, I'm gonna be here with my family, so I'm really excited. I did miss it last year, but I'm gonna be here this year, so.
Is there another council meeting in December? Just
Yeah.
wondering, like, is it?
There is on the 6th, right?
Oh, sorry, there's one on the 6th and one on the 20th.
Oh, no, mine's calendar.
Yeah, really? He's like, well, according to this.
My apologies, I thought it was there.
Okay.
I was like, are we done for the year?
Yeah, we just finitoed.
Oh.
Peace out. Okay, perfect.
No
Great.
budget.
Anything else anybody sees on calendars? None skied? Okay, we're gonna move to reports. So 12.1, Councillor Johnston, what you been up to?
Actually, it must be a lot because I thought I was here last week.
I know, I had heard. Yeah.
I know I attended the Remembrance Day and a very good speech by the mayor, and it was nice to see all the people come out.
Yeah.
And due to my lack of means and mental capacity, that's about all I've been up to. But we're gonna fix my means.
Yes, your poor computer, I'm telling you. We need to just kick it through the door. Okay,
Throw it out the window.
Councillor Rabble?
So yeah, I attended as well on November 11th, the Remembrance Day ceremony at the Booskoopi Legion. It was wonderful, well attended, lots of, anyway, it was very important, and it was good to see everyone come out. But other than that, I've been preoccupied with moving, so that really has consumed quite a lot of time.
Okay. Sounds good. Councillor Wall?
Well, I guess it's my portfolio now, so I met with the Legion.
Because I got the head of the game.
I wouldn't have reported that now, but it's my portfolio. So I met with the Legion. They're still looking for fundraising for their roof. They're looking at doing events going forward. They're thinking about doing some sort of live music, things like that.
Sweet.
Yes. Just around the corner. That's still in the works. Their Remembrance Day ceremony was beautiful. Your speech was great,
Thank you.
even with no mic.
It's that teacher voice.
Yeah. And
Truck parade?
oh yeah, truck parade. But I already talked about. Yeah, I guess truck parade.
We're trying to work on that.
Unfortunately,
Everybody's canceling.
Yes. So I want to get the feel of the room here. Should I do some more canvassing to see if other organizations want to join in?
No, we'll just make the fire trucks look real spiffy.
Well, it'll be just Swamp Donkey, and I feel so bad.
You know, you still have your gold car. You could pop some tinfoil on the top of that. You're driving an ornament.
They can suck it up with the back. Anyway,
That's
what-
Friday, I might be able to draw up another
Search and rescue? You can do it.
You can, like, if I try to get like 4
Yeah,
or something, is that still okay?
I'll talk to my husband and see if he'll decorate the Hulk truck.
Well, Jackson Dick said he'd throw a truck in there, but I was thinking he was wanting to do it with Peterbilt and have them decorated, so I'm not sure how this will work, though, I'll ask him. You
Have
guys
you
have a brand new Peterbilt, he said
Have you
he'd
reached
throw it.
out to, Nodes?
Yes.
We tried. Well, you tried.
And Crusoe, and
Keep trying. I believe in you.
I phoned a lot of companies, and a lot said maybe.
I know, yeah, and then
A
they
lot
all.
said yes. That's okay, they're still great community partners, and hopefully they'll be here next year. Other than the truck parade, I also, sorry guys.
You've also been moving.
I've also been moving.
Jumping ship.
Other than that, no, I'm good.
Okay, Councillor Whittle, what you been up to?
So unfortunately I missed the last council meeting because I was moving too. But not together, not with these two. I had to move to my own house.
Rebel power.
No. I did have a conversation here the other day. I did meet with Constable Hughes there with the RCMP and just kind of touch base with him. Because I've been kind of out of the loop for the last little while between work and life. I'm attending the PRD meeting tomorrow and the last one in December as well. And that's about all I've got coming up for the next little bit.
Alright. Well, November 6th, I met with Director Heber of the PRD to go over collaboration opportunities within the village and the surrounding area D, as well as talk about the synergy meeting, get caught up on that. November 8th, I met with the village staff to get the update on how things are going with the old-fashioned Christmas plans. And I also filled our CAO in on what I've been up to with our collaborating partners. November 9th to the 11th, I attended multiple hockey games with my family.
Us too. It's a Who's thing though.
It's not, but it's a supporting the local
Really?
area thing, guys. I had a great time.
We attended all of them.
Yeah. So did the hockey game thing. That was really awesome. And actually, while I was there, I know it's not a Pooskippy thing, but I connected with Mayor Dober, Director Hebert, members of Ovintiv, Mayor Cordarelli, and the Mayor of Tumbler Ridge. So I was
box.
working through. November 11th, I attended the Remembrance Day ceremony of the Pooskippy Legion and had the honor of speaking on behalf of the village. So thank you to the Pooskippy Legion for allowing me the opportunity, and thank you to everybody who attended. It was nice to see you all there. And then on November 11th, I volunteered at the Pooskippy Food Bank. So what had happened is they had a huge pot of stew left over at the Legion after the November 11th Remembrance Day thing. They decided to donate it to the Pooskippy Legion. And so myself and other members of the food bank packaged up the soup to give families food to families in need. And so I was there for about 3 hours on Saturday, and that was really great. So we got to hand that out. So thank you so much to the Legion who donated the stew to the Pooskippy Food Bank, as well as Save On Foods who kindly donated for free the containers for us to put the stew in for the families. So that was really cool too. So once I was bagging food, it was great. So that's what I've been up to, and I emailed that off to you, Ms. Stokes.
Thank you.
Alrighty. So, question period. Nobody's here. Rise from report. There aren't any. Motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you. You're just sitting here in the dark.
Guys.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
So disappointed.